Welcome back, everyone. And if you just joined us, my name is Dennis Buckley. I'm the mayor of the city of Beech Grove. And I want to talk to you a little bit about something that nobody really thinks about unless you're connected to local government. I want to talk about our debt and where we began and where we're at today. When our administration took office back in 2012, there was a lot of things that we had to address. And some of them we had to address really quick. And we were very unsure about the future of our financial ability throughout 2012. And I want to talk about the debt that we inherited when we started. In my opinion, we were way overextended on our debt. We had two outstanding general obligation bonds that we paid off. We had two bonds through the RDC that were taken out in 2005 and 2006. And we had a general obligation bond for the Beech Grove Sewage Works taken out in 2005, and a state revolving loan taken out in either 2004 or 2005. But the point of the matter is, with all of these other issues, we had some insurmountable debt. We paid off a general obligation bond, and much of it was paid off before we took office. We established a new general obligation bond for $1.95 million that will be paid off by the end of 2022. Our redevelopment bonds will be paid off by the end of 2022 as well. The Sewage Works bonds, the 2004 Series A, or 2005 Series A bond, will be paid off in 2025, and the state revolving fund loan should also be paid off in 2025. Those are debts that were taken out for a period of over 20 years. So I'm not really sure what the thought process was with that. But anyway, what I wanted to pass on today is this administration, especially the clerk treasurer, has done a very good job of getting this city out of debt. Just think about it for a minute. By the end of 2022, this city will have no long-term debt. We lease vehicles and lease equipment, but that's a little bit different because those generally don't go past 5 years. This is long-term debt. Our redevelopment commission will not have any debt at all after 2022. That's a far cry better than when we started. And it sets us up financially to make more investments. And if you've watched how our administration tracks, anybody in our local government, our clerk will tell you, our council will tell you, the Board of Works people will tell you that for the most part, we pay as we go to avoid debt. Our sewage works debt, as I said a minute ago, will be paid off in 2025. I just wanted to share that with you because our clerk has done a good job, our council has done a good job of funding these payments. Our Board of Works has done a good job of approving the payments. So nobody really talks about this, but this is really good for the city. and for the future of the city, as we have set ourselves up to pay as we go. And you hear about all of this talk about, well, we want to build water parks, we want to build this and that. You got to be careful, because the worst thing that this city could do is to strap itself financially. I'm not going to do it as mayor, because I wouldn't do it in my home, in my private life. So why would I do it here? And I'm not going to saddle younger citizens of this city with debt that we have incurred as an administration. So my message today concerning our debt is the city is so better off as a result of the actions taken by the clerk, by the council, by the Board of Works, to not only get this city out of debt, but to establish programs to where we pay as we go. So that is really good news. And as I stated when we started this conversation, nobody really thinks about it, but it is true. We are not saddled with any more long-term debt, and we are not going to saddle you as a taxpayer and property owner with massive debt. So that is my story, and I just wanted to get that out there because it's important and it's very relevant. So we'll see you about a week, and what I want to do is I want to introduce Jim Kaufman and have Jim talk a little bit about his background and what he brings to the clerk's office when he gets elected in January. So we'll be back in about a week. Thank you very much.